there's a big family back in Lodi where we are called Lange Twins for a reason, and because I do have a twin brother, and between our family and his family, there's 5 kids. So it works. We make quite a few different types of wines. We grow 24, 25 different varietals. We make pretty much all those different varietals into wine. A lot of them are what I call spice rack wines, which we use for blending purposes. But, I mean, if you were to really get to the main wines, there's the Cabernets, Chardonnays, Sauvignon Blancs, Merlots, Zinfandels of the marketing world. But along with that are the Malbecs and the Syrahs, the Petit Verdot, the Tralbados, those type of wines as well that we make.
We had wine, of course, when we were sick, blackberry brandy, when Dad would pull it out. But no, we weren't a big wine family at all. But no, I was an ag major from Michigan State, but I had a crops and animals background. So when I came out to California and I saw the grapevines, they looked like trees, like the cherry trees up in Traverse.
Sure.
So that was kind of a big shock.
In fact, she called them great trees.
Yeah, I thought they were just grape trees, but they're vines. And I'm going, no, they're not vines, they're trees. Well, that's when they were all head pruned. I mean, everything, that was before mechanical harvesting in the 70s. And now everything's on trellis system on the wire, so it's a totally different environment.
Oh, you don't want to hear that story.
Quick story, I'll give the short version.
Better.
My dad in Michigan worked for Massey Ferguson Tractor Company. Sure. We had a small farm and then he was transferred out to California for 1 year. And because he was Western Division Manager of that area. So Randy and I met in 6th grade in Lodi.
Get out of here.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
sure.
then I moved back, and we were pen pals for 12 years. And then I was an IFE, International Farm Youth Exchange, in Greece for a year plus. And so when I came back, Randy said, well, do you want to come out and visit? And I said, sure. We came out, we saw each other for 3 days, and decided to get married. That was it.
Yeah, it was crazy.
No, but there's a better part to the story. There's a better part.
And
because
we got married.
Yes,
but
that was smart.
Yes.
But one of the men that my dad worked with was named Chuck Greenwood, and Chuck Greenwood's daughter, Susan, they took my dad's place. Susan married Randy's twin, Brad.
Oh, how weird.
Yeah. I knew Susan and her family before Randy and Brad knew Susan. Yes.
And we've been married 43 years now.
Congratulations.
Meant to be. Although I'm waiting for some pigs and cows on our farm. It's not happening.
No.
Leave that blank for
Yeah,
later.
probably a good idea.
Yeah.
No, we're actually a farm family. And all my life, I've been a farmer all my life. And in fact, our family immigrated to the Lodi region in about 1870. So as a farm family in Lodi, we were one of the original families in the area. Started growing grapes for a living in the early 1900s. Then they had this little experiment called Prohibition that kind of put a kibosh to some of that going on for a period of time. Yeah, it wasn't good. But after the repeal of Prohibition, then our family started to get back into the wine growing business, and been into it ever since that period of time. Lange Twins, we started in 1974.
Oh, you go back then.
And we started a family business with my older brother and father, which didn't take too long when Brad and I, as twins, we were a natural pair. We've been together all our lives, basically, other than the 4 years that we spent in college, separate colleges. We've been together. So the dynamics really required us to get out on our own, which we did in 1974, put our wives to work someplace else so we could afford to farm, our hobby of farming, and started a management company where we would manage absentee owners, and started to take the profits from that company and buy land for our own vineyard operation. And that's how we started. We also had a great leg up or opportunity when Bob Mondavi came back to Lodi from Napa, started his Robert Mondavi, Woodbridge by Robert Mondavi brand in the late 70s. We were one of the first growers for that operation, and we just kind of hooked up to the Mondavi Woodbridge brand train and grew with that program through the years. It was excellent timing. We owe a lot to the Mondavi family. He came into Lodi when we were wine grape growers for other wineries. And over the years, that need to share, that need to promote education within the grower community, he created what I consider, what I am and been for quite a while now, a wine grower. A wine grower's responsibility does not end at the scale house. It ends the next year when we're tasting the wines that we grew the previous year. And that was what Bob Mondavi created. And we owe him a lot for that. All the kids are involved?
All 5 kids
All
from
5
both
kids.
families.
Wow.
They're either on the vineyard side or the winery side.
We're a 9-member family business.
That's pretty impressive.
And generational. They're the 5th generation.
Yeah.
And really, the winery itself is really an investment in those generations. And when I say that, I mean the 6th, 7th, and 8th generation as well. We feel that as time goes down the road and we introduce our wines to more and more consumers, that we're really building a base for our great-grandchildren.
Yeah.
And that means the vineyards that we grow, that we are really honored to grow in the Lodi region, will remain vineyards instead of some other use.